Hey guys, Movie Fan 356 here, continuing Halloween Horror Month with my James Wan reviews, aside from Saw. But if you watched my, I think it was my Dead Silence review, I mentioned, why. But today, we're talking about Insidious, Chapter 2. And I'm going to start off by saying, uh, you know, James Wan and Lee Winnell, kind of held a contest. And I don't mean to be plugging myself here, but they held a contest for a small little role in Insidious Chapter 2. And I actually auditioned for the movie. I didn't get it, obviously, but I think it would have been cool. Even if it was just a small part. Um, Probably wasn't doing much, but I would have been happy with it. So that's me. You can find my audition tape on my old channel, Sit Through Revenge. So there's that little plug. I don't use that channel anymore, but you can find it if you search it up. Let's talk about Insidious Chapter 2 now. My review of it. It's directed by James Wan, once again, obviously. And it's once again written by Lee Winnell. You guys noticing pairing here? And it's starring Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, Lynn Shay, Ty Simpkins, and yeah. Now, the plot of Insidious Chapter 2 is it picks up directly after Insidious 1 ended. With, spoiler alert, if you guys have not seen Insidious Chapter 1, Insidious Chapter 1, if you guys haven't seen the first Insidious movie, the ending is going to be spoiled for you. So, click out of the video now if you have not seen Insidious Chapter, I'm just going to call it Chapter 1. I don't know. I might do Insidious 1. If you have not seen that, click out of the video right now. Okay, so Insidious, the ending, the woman in black possessed Josh, killed Elise, played by Lynn Shay in the film. Renee, played by Rose Byrne, goes up the stairs, finds Elise dead, sees the picture of the woman in black, and she's looking for Josh, and Josh says, "Renee, I'm right here." She turns around, gasp, that was the end of the movie. Well, we find out what happened after that. It was just a casual conversation. He's like, "Are you okay?" And it's kind of like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What's going on?" And that was it. That was the end of it. It's like, yeah, oh, well, damn it. But what I think of it, but the plot of this movie is, so Josh is now possessed, and Elise is dead. So they bring in the other two, played by Lee Winnell, and what was the other guy's name in here? I don't remember. I don't remember the other guy's name, who played the other detective guy, or not detective, but the paranormal guy. Jeez, I'm filming more than one review tonight, so I'm getting a little sidetracked or something. So they have to try to figure out how to get Josh back. And there's another mystery going on about who is the woman in black exactly. Where did she come from? Why is she attaching herself to Josh? And that's basically what the plot of the movie is. Now, what I think of Insidious Chapter 2 is I like it. I like it just like I like the first one. And if I had to pick, honestly, I know this is the low minority here. I actually might like Insidious Chapter 2 more than Insidious 1. I think the storyline is more interesting. You get Elise back in here, played by Lynn Shay, and I'm never going to say no to Lynn Shay. I mean, I think she's a great actress. Patrick Wilson was at the top of his game in this movie. He gave off a really good performance. Rose Byrne was about the same as she was in the first movie. She was good. I don't hate her in these movies. I think she's good. She could have improved in a few parts. There was a couple parts where she overdid it a little bit, but not that big of a deal. Lee Winnell was good. Ty Simpkins as a Dalton who is conscious in this movie and is actually acting a bit and not just laying in a bed. I actually like Dalton in this movie. I think he's better in this one than the first few minutes where he was conscious and talking in the first movie. I think he's much better in this one. We see him be able to do a little bit more. And so, as we're uncovering the secrets of the woman in black, spoiler alert. So, if you have not seen Insidious Chapter 2, click out of the video. We find out that it's actually a man. And, yeah, he was tortured as a child. His mother kept telling him he was a girl, and she was dressing him up, and, I don't remember what the name was, but it was he had a guy name he was calling himself because that was his name, and she smacked him and said, "No, that's not your name. Your name is this." And it was some girl's name. I don't remember what it was, but uh, yeah, it's just I like this one better. It's got the same feel of Insidious 1 in it, but it's also got a little combination of The Shining feel. And if you guys saw my Shining review, which is another reason I reviewed The Shining before I reviewed this one, The Shining is my all-time favorite horror film, and it's got a feel with the first Insidious movie and The Shining kind of mixed together, and I like it a lot. I think that worked out really well. The directing, as always, by James Wan is spectacular. The writing is good. They always do a good job creatively together. I've mentioned that before. Um, the acting is all good. The scares aren't as memorable in this one as they were in the first one. I will say the first one does have that one better. When it comes to the scares in the first one was better. But I think the story and what they did in this film and how, what direction that they took it in and what they did, I think it's better in this film than it is in the first one. And you see all these little tie-ins with the first movie, like when they were at the house in the first movie and they thought somebody broke in, and there's, knocks on their door, and, somebody was playing the piano, but we didn't know who it was. In this movie, you find out it was Josh trying to get Renee's attention because he was in the further, because he has to go in and, the real Josh, not the possessed Josh, the real Josh is in the further, and he's trying to get out. And you see him, it was him doing it the whole time. I thought that was awesome. I thought that was a great way to tie it in with the first movie. And, Josh was knocking on the door, then he kicked the door in, and then he's playing Renee's song on the piano, because we knew in the first movie that happened. Somebody was playing Renee's song on the piano, and we find out in this movie it was Josh, and which was a nice little moment saying, she's basically saying, he's playing my song. He does know my music. He actually does pay attention, because in the first movie, they kind of made a little joke on how, he doesn't really listen to my music that I write. But yeah, I thought that was awesome. The ending of the film, when he's going all Jack Torrance from The Shining, I like it a lot. I like, finding out about the woman in black or the man in black, whatever. And so yeah, I think this movie's really good. Now, what I'm going to give Insidious Chapter 2, I gave Insidious 1 a B+. I'm going to give this one an A-. It's not that much far ahead. I like them both about the same. But if I had to pick between Insidious 1 and Insidious 2, I'd pick Insidious 2, just for the story purposes. But if scare-wise, Insidious 1. So if that makes any sense. Well, guys, what do you guys think of Insidious Chapter 2? Have you guys seen it? Do you like the Insidious movies? Which one do you prefer? I'm going to try to ask some questions at the end of my reviews. If you guys haven't noticed, just try to get you guys involved a little bit more. So it's not just me talking to myself. Drop comments and questions down below in the comment box. I respond to almost all of them. I might miss a couple here and there, but I'll respond to almost every comment. And so yeah, what do you guys like more, Insidious or Insidious Chapter 2? And what do you guys think of Lee Winnell, the writer of the first two movies, writing and directing Insidious Chapter 3? What do you think that one's going to be like? Do you think it's going to be good, since he knows what James Wan's style was, and since he wrote the first two movies, he's going to know? That's all I can say for today. I'm kind of rambling now. I give Insidious Chapter 2 an A-. That's all I can say for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.